too.
Sue, we're making you stay for a while, so you're going to have to deal with that. Joe Walsh, by the way, no, I'm not talking about the 70-something rock star, but rather the presidential candidate. He's in New Hampshire today. The Republican was a one-term congressman. After leaving in 2013, he began a career as a conservative voice on the radio. Initially, he supported President Trump, but now, despite hardly polling at all, he's trying to replace him. Nestor Mato just spoke with the Illinois Republican. He joins us live right now in Manchester, New Hampshire. Nestor.
Yeah, so we're here at College Convention 2020. Joe Walsh hit the stage a little while ago. He just got off, but I got to talk to him right before, and he talked to me about Iran, impeachment, and he told me that the primary races in some states are coming off a little un-American. Is it hard to get your message out there when so many of the questions are, how can you compete with Trump?
Absolutely. It's hard to get my message out there with impeachment. It's hard to get my message out there with a really interesting, exciting Democrat race out there. But I've been on the ground here in New Hampshire a bunch, in Iowa a bunch, and Republican voters, when you can actually talk to them, they want to hear a message, because even Republican voters are tired of Trump.
Are some Republicans angry that you're in the race because he has such a loyal base?
Yes, yes. And there are plenty of Republicans who disagree with me on impeachment. I think it's clear Trump needed to be impeached. But you engage them in conversations, and even the ones who are angry, they appreciate the fact that there's competition. But most of the people watching us right now have no idea that Donald Trump is literally canceling elections all over the country. Wisconsin was the latest today, the 10th state in this country to disenfranchise voters. Man, this is America.
Talk to me about General Soleimani. If you had the opportunity, would you have taken him out?
No, bad guy, horrible guy, terrorist. The world's a better place with a guy like that dead. But the only question that matters is, was that a smart thing to do? And I don't think it was. It's going to lead to more Americans getting killed, and it's going to drag America into a Middle East war. Trump doesn't know what he's doing. Trump's like a child. He just is all impulse. So he hasn't thought this through at all, and every American should be scared about that.
So what should Trump do now?
That's a great question. He ought to shut up and just listen to smart people and let smart people around him decide what to do.
Can you get to the early states? Can we keep going? How are the fundraising looking? You know, what's your path forward?
Fundraising's tough. Again, we talked about canceling primaries. Trump has put out the word to Republican donors not to give me money. But here's the deal. I'm in Iowa a lot. I'm in New Hampshire a lot. It's our goal to do really well in Iowa, to surprise people with a good number so that people think, oh my God, there is a race. There is a Republican race. I think if we can do well in Iowa and then follow that up in New Hampshire, there are still, a lot of Super Tuesday states that we can do well in.
Why do you feel that it's important for you to stay in the race?
I think it's really important for a Republican out there every day calling out Trump for how unfit he is. I think it's really important for a Republican to be doing that, because the Republican Party has become a cult.
And there was a time where you said stuff that some have considered racist.
Absolutely.
Have the people forgiven you? Is that even an issue anymore? Is that all in the past?
With this guy in the White House? Look, we've got the most cruel, racist, bigoted, horrible, mean, cowardly person that has ever been in the White House. So for anybody to criticize Joe Biden or Bernie Sanders or Joe Walsh or Elizabeth Warren for anything they've said or tweeted, throw that out the window. I engaged in a lot of angry fights, and there were times when I engaged in ugly personal politics. I think that helped lead to Trump. And I feel horrible about it, and I'm trying to do something about it.
So candidates from all across the aisle will be here visiting the college students. Earlier today, Amy Klobuchar was here. Bernie Sanders sent an audience a tweet. Coming up, we talked to some of the college students whose vote they're fighting for. I'm live in downtown Manchester. Brian, I'm sending it back to you.
All right, Nestor, thank you very much. I wish I could have a little Q&A time with you, but we have this from Andrea Mitchell, courtesy of the Department of Defense. At approximately 5